Hello, Tumblr. I haven't done a vlog in a while, so I decided to start up again because I missed it a lot. And so every Sunday now, I'm going to be opening up my Ask box completely anon, non-anon for Sunday only. And then you can send in questions specifying that they're for the video, and then I'll mention them in the video. Or if you want to send in a topic or something of that sort, I'll talk about it. You know. But I miss vlogging a lot, so I figured I should start it up again because it also helps with my anxiety, talking to the camera and stuff like that. And but anyways, question time. What do you think of the Mumbler community? That's a difficult question because while I believe that the Mumbler community tends to have a negative connotation to it because of all the arguments and debates that often turn nasty, I don't have a negative opinion of any of the Mumblers. That's an odd name, isn't it? It's kind of awkward to say out loud, but people would consider me one of them, even though I consider myself more a personal blog who just happens to also be a mother. But because I'm a mother and I'm on Tumblr and I blog about my son, some people consider me to be part of the Mumbler community, and I'm following a lot of mothers and fathers on Tumblr, and they're great people, and I love following them and hearing about their children and their personal lives and just interacting with them. So I would say I don't really have a negative opinion or anything of the Mumbler community because even though they fight a lot, it just means they're very opinionated and people are very passionate about how they would like children to be raised and what they view to be the right thing. And I never really get involved in it, but I don't have a negative opinion of it either. So, I mean, I guess I would say I have a pretty positive opinion of the Mumbler community because I'm kind of part of it. I don't know. Let's see. Do you want more kids? Yeah. Well, not kids, plural. We want one more. Probably max. I would say maybe a few years down the road because Jake and I both agreed that we want William to have siblings. I never had siblings. I was an only child. I had a half brother in Florida that I'd never met from my mother's previous marriage. And I was always kind of resentful of the fact that I didn't have any siblings because I never got to experience that kind of familial love. I had parents, I had grandparents, I had cousins, and I had friends that I would consider my siblings, but it was never quite the same, and I never knew what it was like to have a brother or sister. And William is calling in the background. Oh, by the way, those are not alcohol bottles. Those are cider bottles because there was a sale at the grocery store after New Year's, and Jake loves apple cider, so he bought like a 6-pack. So no, we're not winos. That's not alcohol bottles. See, they're a cider. Yes. See, I don't know. Just thought I'd point that out while it was awkwardly in the foreground. But yeah, I was always resentful of not having siblings, and Jake has 2 sisters, and while his older sister annoys the shit out of him, he loves his younger sister to death. And it just always seemed so amazing to me, that sort of sibling love that they had. And so Jake and I both agreed it would be great for William to have a sibling. Not until we're both financially and mentally stable, though. I mean, we wouldn't want to bring another child into this situation. Not that William is in a bad situation, but Jake and I are struggling to keep ourselves together for William, and adding another child to the mix would make it harder for us not only financially, but emotionally. So we're going to wait probably for a really long time until we have another child. But we do want another one. I mean, it's subject to change, but right now we do want another one. What's something we don't know about you? I'm gonna have to pick something not embarrassing or incriminating because generally when I don't put something on Tumblr, i.e. when you guys don't know about it, it's because I don't want it to be on Tumblr. But I guess something random. I used to be ambidextrous. What are you doing? Come here. I used to be ambidextrous up until I got into kindergarten, and then the teachers made me write with my right hand because that was what was standard. So I lost that ability. I can still write with my left hand fairly neatly, but it takes a lot of effort and a lot of concentration. It takes a lot longer, but I can do it. But it's kind of odd because even though I am right-handed now, I do still have ambidextrous tendencies. Like, anything concerning sports or like with my feet, I always skip the video when I do that. I use left-handed or left-footed stance. So for instance, if I'm riding on a skateboard, I'll ride goofy stance, which is normally how a left-handed person would ride. Or when I'm playing soccer, or if you're European football, I would kick and run and dribble and all that in more of a lefty stance. And when I was in track, I would start on the line on the blocks in a lefty stance. So it's kind of odd. That's one weird thing about me is I actually am ambidextrous, truly. And I bet if I worked on it, I could probably get it back. But it's not really necessary. How did you settle on the name William? We settled on it really stupidly, actually. Somebody just suggested it. Because we were really quick at, figuring out the female name. If we were going to have a girl, we were going to name her Morgan. And we agreed on that. I mean, we didn't argue about it at all, really. But as far as finding a male name, that was a lot harder because we couldn't agree on it for anything. We went through the entire baby book. We looked at every name we could think of. We passed William in the baby book, obviously. We didn't really think about it. And we just could not figure something out that we both liked. Jake wanted to name him Diedrich. And I didn't like it because I thought it was too weird. And I thought he was going to be made fun of. And I didn't like the sound of it. And I didn't think it went with our last name or anything like that. And I wanted to name him Cameron. And Jake hated that name. So, we argued and argued and argued and argued. It was getting closer and closer to my due date. And we couldn't figure out a name. And then somebody, I don't remember who, just suggested, William is a strong German name, and both you and Jacob have German heritage. Why don't you name him that? And we're like, William, it's kind of, at first we're thinking it's kind of plain. We didn't really think about it because we wanted something that was a little bit unique, but the more we thought about it, I mean, it went well with his middle name. We knew we were going to give him the middle name Joseph, William Joseph. And it seemed to go together well, although we didn't realize until after we'd already named him that that could also be taken as Billy Joe, which is not what we were aiming for. But William just kind of stuck. I mean, neither of us went crazy over the name. We were not like, oh, we love this name, but it just kind of, we started calling the baby William when we were referring to the baby. Once we found out it was a boy, we just started referring to him as William, and it just kind of stuck. And we never really changed it. So, I mean, it just fit. And, he seems like a William. So I think we made a good choice. I don't know how he seems like a William. That doesn't really make any sense, but... Do you speak any other languages? No. I did. I used to speak French. I took 2 years of French in high school, and I was actually really good at it. But my teacher wasn't the best, and so as far as on the memorization front and the actual, comprehension was a little lacking, so I lost it very quickly. And I can still read French a little bit, but as far as speaking it and understanding it when somebody's speaking to me, I'm completely lost. So no, really, I wouldn't consider myself bilingual. I am just speaking English, and that's it, which makes me kind of sad because I always wanted to be bilingual, but, there's still time to learn. What's your favorite thing about life right now? I don't know, probably that Jake seems to be coping really well with whatever he's still going through that we haven't figured out yet, and, he got his band started up again, and it seems to be making him really happy, and that makes me really happy. And financially, things are looking up. I work for my parents. He's getting a raise at work, and he's possibly looking forward to another raise in March. We have our car running again. We have car insurance again. We'll have health insurance next week. We'll be reinstating that so I can get my medications again because I'm running out. William will have health insurance. Just financially, as far as things like that, it's looking up a little bit. We have food. We have food to eat now. We're not starving. There was a long time where we were simply buying for William, and we would just eat whatever we could find around the house, really. And William was the only one that was actually getting any sort of food because we couldn't afford it. And now that that's over, I'm really relieved because it was taking a big toll on us, and I was honestly genuinely worried about how we were going to make it to the next month without, falling ill or something like that, or if we were going to have enough to feed William adequately. And so the fact that the past couple of months things have looked up and we have food and we have money and we have a car, it's just made me really happy. And that's probably my favorite thing about life right now, that and how fast William's learning, how he's almost walking, and he's learning so many new words, and he's learning so many new things every day, and he's showing me every single day how much smarter he is. And so right now I'd say things are pretty good for our little family. And that's all I got this week, because I only kept Ask Box open for like a half an hour. So, next week it'll be for the whole day. But yeah, that's my first vlog in however many months. So, bye.